Christians can interact with culture better if we simply believed that the tomb remains empty. We don't have to be afraid. A friend of mine named Ellis Potter asks or poses a thought experiment, which I think is really worth considering. He says, consider finding 10 non-Christians, 10 people who are willing to say that they're not Christians, and ask them this. Ask them, if they became a Christian today, do they think their life would be richer, fuller, more creative, more involved with the arts and creativity and community? Or, if they became a Christian today, do they think their life would be narrower, more judgmental, more negative, more isolated from the culture, less involved with community and art? And he says, how do you think that they would answer? Now, sadly, most of us know how they would answer. And in fact, over the last couple of decades, I've actually posed that question to a lot of people, and although it's not a scientific survey, so far everybody's answered in precisely the same way. Ellis Potter then goes on to say, where did they learn this? And why did we teach it to them? It seems to me that as Christians, if Jesus Christ is Lord of all, and if he's risen from the dead, we don't have to be afraid that we live in this culture. We can do the hard work of learning to be discerning. We can engage the culture. We can use film and other things as a window of insight in order to understand what it is that people believe, what they hope for, why they get up in the morning, what they're living for. And since those questions are the same things that the gospel of Christ addressed directly, we can also then engage them in conversation, perhaps in our dining rooms, engage them with conversation about the things that matter most. And it seems to me that we may not be able to change the world, but that's not really our task anyway. We can be faithful. And that, it seems to me, is what we're called to. And that's really where meaning is found and significance.